A sinking fund is a fund or money that you have set aside for a specific or an expected expense that you know you have coming up here in the near future. So today I'm going to give you 10 sinking funds that you should be saving for in 2023. Everyone can benefit from sinking funds. I promise you there is not one person that doesn't have some type of expected expense that they could be saving for in 2023. So today I'm going to give you quite a few of them and let's get right into it. So getting right into it, number one on this list is car maintenance. If you are someone who has a vehicle, you know that you are going to have some type of expense on that vehicle coming up here very soon, whether that be oil changes, changing the brakes on this vehicle, maybe you're due for some new tires on this vehicle. Definitely those are something that add up very quickly. Depending on how often you get your oil changes, this could be something that's a quarterly or every 6 months type of expense. Definitely somewhere on this list, we would have to have a car maintenance fund to continue with the upkeep of your vehicle. So number two on this list is medical expenses. While we don't typically expect to have medical expenses, there are some medical expenses that we may just automatically have, whether that be someone who goes to the chiropractor like myself once a month, out-of-pocket costs for that can come up. Or let's say that you're someone who knows that you're going to be getting your wisdom teeth out very soon. When my husband got his wisdom teeth out, we had to pay at least $1,000 out of pocket. So definitely if you're someone who has any type of planned medical expense coming up, that would be a great idea. Just already having that money there so you don't even have to deal with it when the time comes. Number three on my list is pet grooming or boarding expenses. If you're someone who travels often, let's say that you travel once a month for work and you have to pay for someone to keep your pet, that's an expected expense that you know will be coming up very soon. So that is something I definitely recommend if you're someone who gets your pet groomed every month. That would be an example of a monthly sinking fund that you would already want to have that money set aside for. So definitely suggest it if you're someone who has a pet. Number four on my list is seasonal clothing, whether this be for yourself needing some new shorts for the summer, short sleeves clothes, or winter clothing. Definitely suggest putting this as a line item in your budget for sinking funds. This would also be great for someone who has kids. Once back to school time is coming, there's lots of clothes that they're going to be needing every single year. So definitely suggest setting money aside for clothing items for your household. So number five on my list is Christmas. I actually had a video before specifically referring to setting aside money or having a sinking fund for Christmas. I'll have that link down below. But as a brief overview, saving up for Christmas throughout the year is something that me and my family do every single year. So if you are someone who celebrates Christmas, definitely suggest having this as a sinking fund so you can save a little bit throughout the year. By the time Christmas comes, Christmas is fully funded. Number six on my list that you may not think of at the beginning of the year, but it's definitely something that would apply if you're planning to go to any events in 2023, whether that be a baby shower, a wedding, anything that you know that you're going to be buying some type of gift, or if you're someone who you want to go ahead and save up for birthdays that you have coming up and you're going to be spending money on that. Personally, if I was someone who often purchased gifts, I would probably just have a sinking fund labeled gifts, like in general, just because birthdays come up all the time. But any of that, if you're someone who wants to have money set aside for gifts, I definitely suggest it. That way, once that time comes, the money is already there. So how I feel about number seven, which is travel, is that it's never too late to save up for that. If you are going to be traveling in the summertime or even in fall, depending on how much you want to spend on that time, it definitely pays to have that money already there for you. Now, this could be something where you're saving up for your flight, but also something you may not think about is if you are going to be driving to this location, you can save up for food along the way, you can save up for gas, rental cars, hotels. So the possibilities are endless with this one. If you're going to be traveling, at all in 2023, I definitely suggest starting right now. So number 8 on my list is another one where the possibilities are endless with this one. Everyone could be saving up for this one. It is going to be recurring bills. And when I say the possibilities are endless, there are so many things I could think of. I'll give you a few examples with my own life, recurring bills that we save up for every single year. Starting at the beginning of the year is our HOA fee, which is due at the beginning of every year. That's something that we save up for. Streaming services we pay for on an annual basis, like Hulu. One thing that we definitely invest in every year, just because it's one of those convenience things, is our Instacart yearly subscription. Nothing beats having your groceries just show up on your porch, okay? If you know, you know. Additionally, other things that we save up for: life insurance. If you're someone who has a Ring doorbell subscription service, that's an annual cost. Amazon Prime. We also like to pay for as many bills as we can on an annual basis. So that could be car insurance, homeowners insurance. If you're someone who takes advantage of a food delivery service, we used to have Dash Pass, which is DoorDash, their membership for their food delivery service. We did end up canceling that one. Just something that we are not able to really use anymore. But if you are someone who often gets food delivered and actually uses it, paying for it on an annual basis could save you money. So if you are someone who uses like a food delivery service, I can definitely suggest that. Also, another thing that would be something that you could save up for on a reoccurring basis is taxes. That's something that we save up for every year, whether that's property taxes, federal taxes, local taxes. There are so many taxes that we have to pay in America. So if you don't already, to give some context on that, we are people who don't necessarily look to get a federal tax refund. We look to get our refund as close as to zero, because we do not like to pay additional money that we're not necessarily expected to pay through our federal taxes just to get a refund with an overpayment because of an overpayment. So we try to get as close to zero as possible. If that means that for some reason we end up owing like $50 to $100, we're okay with that, because at the end of the day, the money was sitting with us rather than sitting with the IRS. So that's why I list off federal taxes in addition to other types of taxes that you could end up owing throughout the year. Number 9 on my list is very important. It is self-care. If you're someone who gets a haircut, gets your hair done, get your nails done, anything like that, this would fit into that category. I'm not someone who spends a whole lot of money on that. Typically, my go-to for self-care is like once every couple of months. Typically, I'm not spending any more than like $100 on like hair and stuff like that, but I know that the expenses can vary depending on what you're getting done. So whether yours is double, triple, quadruple that, you know that expense is going to be there, whether it's every month, every 2 months, every few months. Definitely suggest planning for self-care as far as expenses wise. The last thing on my list is, it's also related to vehicles, but if you're someone who has a vehicle, this is something that's going to come up every year, which is your car registration. In our household, for 2 vehicles, we pay about $100 annually for car registration, but it's definitely something that we look to already have that money there. Depending on how much it is, you may not need to pay or save up for it throughout the year. But with us, we get an email like 3 months before it's due, so we know it's coming up, and so it's easy to go ahead and just save up that $100 3 months or so prior to it being due, with it being one of those smaller types of bills, but it's still considered a sinking fund in that sense. For sinking funds, something that really works for us is taking advantage of having multiple savings accounts just for an organization aspect. Me personally, it's really hard to like save up for stuff if all the money is like mushed together in one account for numerous different goals that you're setting money aside for. So if you're someone who can access like opening up multiple savings accounts, I definitely suggest that, just to keep everything where it should be. Otherwise, if you're someone who just likes to have hard cash in your possession, that's something that we also used to try out. We also used to just go to the bank and withdraw cash and then keep that like in an envelope system or something that allows you to have like a spread type of file, like a handheld one, and keep it in your possession and just have like slots for each expense and put the money in there for that. That might be something that also works better for you. Any of those types of situations would work just fine. Personally, if you're someone who likes the digital route, I definitely suggest just having the multiple savings accounts. Now, if you're someone who has tallied up all of your sinking funds and it probably added up to a good amount of money, so what I suggest is just setting aside a little bit of money after each paycheck or after each month, with there being 26 paychecks in a year for the average person. That amount, once you break it down, it's a lot less money than your overall balance. So I'll give you an example. If you're someone who wants to save $1,300 and you're someone who gets paid 26 times a year, all you have to do is save $50 per paycheck to get to that $1,300 goal. If you're someone who wants to save on a monthly basis, if you want to get to $2,400, all you have to do is save $200 a month. If you want to get to $3,600 per year, all you have to do is save $300 per month. And lastly, if you're wanting to have a big end goal like $5,200, I was trying to get to $5,000, but the math wasn't exactly right. So if you're wanting to get to like $5,200, all you would have to do is save $200 per paycheck and you'd get to $5,200. It's definitely something that's been super helpful for me and my family. So if this helped you, please like the video, comment down below and let us know. And if you want to see more videos from us, please subscribe and we will see you in our next video. Lastly, I do want to say that our giveaway winners are going to be announced tomorrow on Christmas. So the last time that you have to participate in the giveaway would be midnight Eastern Standard Time on Christmas Day. So after 12:01 a.m. Eastern Time on Christmas Day, anything after that would not be considered into the giveaway. But if you are someone who is participating in the giveaway, please comment down below and let us know your preferred payment site. So whether that's Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, comment down below and let us know. And then also let us know that your handle for that site as well. And we will be randomly choosing the winners on Christmas. And good luck, everybody.